making space for your thoughts can feel like a threat to your nervous system because you are openly, willingly inviting people or inviting yourself into spaces that you haven't wanted to revisit, but you know you need to revisit in order to reprogram your mind. It's the fact that you haven't gone back in the past and looked at those disempowered situations through empowered eyes, through enlightened eyes. Being a third-party observer in the room with you and mom and dad when they were fighting and projecting onto you, now you can see it. Your inner child is looking at you, looking back and saying, don't you see? Protect me now. Can't you see the truth? And this is where you don't have to go to mom and dad and say, I see the truth now. Because a lot of times we've tried to do that and mom and dad are not having the capacity to really hear us anyway. It's you that validates yourself now. You say, oh my gosh. You say, oh my God, I'm seeing it through enlightened eyes. Mom and dad were projecting their shortcomings onto me. This is why I have money wounds as an adult. Mom and dad were always making me feel guilty for wanting things as a child because they were stressed out with money. And maybe they didn't mean to make me feel guilty, but they felt guilty because maybe they felt like they were falling short and me asking for things was just a trigger. It was a sting because then they had to tell me no. And instead of being able to say, hey, we just can't afford it, or this is just what it is, they would get angry. They were angry that they couldn't afford it. And they projected that anger onto you. And that they projected that anger onto me. They made me feel bad for asking, which is why it took me a long time to actually do nice things for myself as an adult. There's a reason for everything, in my opinion. You just have to be willing to go backwards and look at things through the enlightened eyes. Why are you awake if you're not going to go back and look at things and find out the truth? What is the point of being awake if you're still going to consciously follow the programming that makes you feel disempowered in the first place? You are so comfortable with the suffering. You are so comfortable being unhappy. You are so comfortable being sad. You are so comfortable always having a problem, an issue, something to solve, something to dwell on, something to distract yourself from your greatness, from your potential. But no. You always see the potential in everyone else, and you are so willing to jump in head first and show everybody else their potential and pour into everybody. You're so willing to have a business session with someone else and brainstorming on how they can do something and get ahead and be better. But then when it comes to you, you just stick to the mundane. You just stick to what you know. You just stick to what's comfortable, not recognizing that the reason why you push people, the reason why you're always the one that is speaking life and always trying to push people to their greatest is because you're meant to go there. You just don't want to go there alone. You don't want to go there alone, so you're waiting and procrastinating and distracting yourself, waiting for those around you to catch up. But that's not what you're here to do. You're not supposed to be waiting for everybody to catch up. Everyone's on their own timeline, and you could be waiting forever. I don't know about you, but one of my biggest fears used to be never stepping into my potential, never really seeing what I'm made of. And I say used to be because I know now for sure, no matter how stressed, no matter how scared, no matter how discouraged, no matter how tired, I know that I will not give up on myself. I will not give up on myself, no matter how hard it gets. So the path is hard sometimes, and I know it's harder because I am destined for something greater. Hey, I'm sorry. Oh, this is a evil eye necklace that one of my best friends got for me from Mexico or Panama or Puerto Rico. I think Puerto Rico, actually. Yeah. Yes, and how to get started. I have a March mentorship. I just opened up a virtual workshop for March. It is March 8th, you guys. It is virtual. It starts at 10 a.m. Eastern, and I'm going to be breaking down how to break the cycle. I don't know why I haven't done this sooner. I just keep teaching you how to identify, but what you guys keep asking is you want to know how to actually break this shit. And so here you go. You asked and you shall receive. Closed mouths don't get fed. And also, Chris, wake up and listen to what the people are asking for. And so I created the workshop. It is on March 8th. Okay, it's on March 8th. It is at 10 a.m. And we are going to go over the 5 steps that I developed over the last 5 years, my method, my 5A method that many of you have heard me talk about on here numerous times, or if you've watched my YouTube video where I break it down. We're going to have a 2-hour lecture style on each step, and you will be able to identify what step you're at with each shadow. It's on my website. The link is in my bio. So the intent of it is to go through each shadow so then you know what shadows you're working with. Okay? The link is in my bio, you guys, website. So the intent is to go through all the shadows, or the most common shadows that I found through coaching hundreds of you at this point now. And then once you identify the shadows, which is going to take radical honesty, right? Honesty within yourself, and not worrying about how this looks, but realizing like I need to be honest if I want to heal. I cannot keep trying to hide and pretend that I'm more perfect or this and that and something that I'm not. I don't want to keep pretending that I'm something that I'm not. I don't want to keep pretending that I'm something that I'm not. I don't want to keep pretending that I'm something that I'm not. Something that I'm not. I don't want to keep pretending that I'm something that I'm not. Something that I'm not. Yeah. You don't. You're tired. You're exhausted. You want to be loved in all of you, which means you need to start loving all of you, which means that you need to start bringing these parts to the light and stop playing, stop pretending, stop coping, stop trying to think that your proximity to a partnership is going to make you something. All you're going to be is in the relationship, still seeking and still feeling lost. Self-sabotaging because you're really not happy with yourself, thinking that being in a relationship or having this amount of money is going to make you happy, which is why all those things are being ripped away from you right now, because you're meant to find happiness independent of those things that you thought were the only way that you could be happy. The money, if you thought that money was going to make you happy, your business, everything's going, right? It's crazy. Things are happening. You're not making the money. If you thought that love was going to be the end all be all, that's going to make you happy, your relationships are crumbling, falling apart. If you depended on being part of the in crowd and your proximity to certain people you thought was going to make you something, now you're realizing those relationships lack depth and you want more love and you want more connection and less judgment. Everything that you say you're desiring, is being ripped away from you so that you could see that independent of all these things, how do you find the love? How do you find happiness right now in the chaos, in the bullshit, with $2 in your account, with negative $35 in your account? How do you still find joy? How do you trust that it's going to work out? I don't know what the fuck. I can't worry about it. I'm not the only one that has negative $35 and we're going to figure it out. This is why I got my little side hustle, because I was like, okay, clearly I got to make a little more. I got to have a little more of this. I'm doing something that ideally I wouldn't want to do, but I'm grateful for it. I'm happy. It's adding value to my life and I'm able to get ahead. I'm working through it. I'm not going to give up on myself. I'm not going to get drowned in these finances. I'm going to pull myself out of it. I'm going to stay in the high vibration and believe in miracles. I'm going to play the lottery, bitch. I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm going to believe that there's infinite ways for me to, create abundance. There's infinite ways. Everybody talks about winning the lotto, but no one wants to play a ticket. Everybody talks about winning the lotto, but no one wants to play the ticket. Even that is work. Even to win the lotto, it takes work. It takes an investment. Even that. Something so simple. It takes work. It takes getting in your car and driving to it. It takes sitting there and thinking the numbers or choosing a quick pick, whatever. It takes that. And then it takes money. Yeah, Maria, maybe that's the confirmation, babe. But even that, and what I'm getting at is that you need to invest in yourself a little bit more. You need to put more effort in yourself. Yes, I said it. You need to put more effort into this healing. You need to start acknowledging how uncomfortable you are in these toxic patterns that you've been in. That the alcohol's not hitting no more, that this ain't hitting no more. The food ain't hitting no more. This is day 8 or day 9 of the fasting, y'all. Woo! Hey, I'm over the hump, babe. Hey, ooh, I'm over the hump. I'm over the hump. I'm still got to clean up the sugar because I still at night have been going through these crazy binges. But last night I didn't. So let's talk about that. Let's celebrate that shit. I'm like, no, I want to really detox, get this sugar. I want to have one nutrient dense meal at night, wake up, have some water and some healthy carbs through fruit in the morning. And that's it. I'm feeling fine. I'm not even getting hungry anymore. Hey, this is the fasting. And then ever since I started Ramadan, I've been seeing so many videos finally saying, no, the fasting is the way. Our ancestors used to only eat one time a day. This whole breakfast, lunch, and dinner is a marketing scheme to money, all these snacks with empty calories and all this shit that's just bogging us down and making us tired and making us sluggish. That's why you want to pass out after you eat certain foods. Food is supposed to give you energy, babe, not make you go to fuck to sleep. Look at it. Stop normalizing this shit. Don't you want to feel energized after you eat? Don't you want to not have to eat all the time, think about stuff all the time? You're used to it. Your body is used to it. But once you start to fast, and your body adapts so quick, And then you just stay on it. I've been on it since last Ramadan. Yes, I still would eat things here and there if I was really hungry, but I stayed on this shit since last Ramadan. Maybe not as extreme sun up to sundown, but I was still not eating my first meal till 2, 3 o'clock. And it wasn't that I was even trying. It's just like, I'm not hungry. I'm not going to just buy into, oh, okay, it's breakfast time. No. Oh, if I don't eat this, I'm not going to build muscle. That's a fucking lie. It's a lie. So I've been coming back home to myself, and like, people are not kidding when they say you fast and you give your organs a break and you detox, you do feel more like yourself. Because I have felt so disconnected, but I also can admit that these last 6 months, I was eating like shit. I was eating sugar, break cakes and brownies every day. And it's because I knew that this darkness part of me, that this part of way I cope had to go. So I started upping the gardening. I started upping the sugar. I was like, I was going crazy. I'm like, wait, I thought I was supposed to be stopping this. I'm getting the downloads that I'm stopping it. And now I feel like I'm doing an eighth a day. Like, I feel like I'm like going crazy. Like, I was like, what the fuck? And so then still working. I'm going to be honest with you, still working on it. It's still been a real struggle. I'm not going to cap. Okay. But I feel like getting over the hump with even just the eating part. Okay. I realize how much time I have in the day to focus on other things when I'm not thinking about meals all fucking day. I didn't realize how much my mind is consumed by food. When's the next meal? When's the next meal? When's the next meal? No, it's marketing. So you go to lunch. It's all, I just, no. I see it and I can't unsee it, and I can't keep pretending this shit. And I'm tired of how the sugar makes me feel. I like how my skin feels when I'm not eating the processed foods. I like how my skin feels. I like it. I like how it looks when I'm not smoking all day, because I have really significantly cut back on that, only at nights, but I'm not even going to pretend that I haven't. I really am trying. It's hard. Okay. But I really want to get to the place. Okay, I'm feeling better one thing at a time. I have a lot of addictions. And so sometimes it's hard to let go of 5 addictions at once. And I can be honest with myself, and I'm going to give myself grace that I'm really proud of myself for following the fasting. Okay, let's do that. Now the sugar's fading away because I'm recognizing how good I feel. So I don't even want to keep polluting my body. Okay, the job is actually helping. The job is actually helping with this, because now I'm not sitting down all day. And even though I work at the source, I can't do that there. They're really actually kind of strict, not strict, but like, they're like, hey, even on your breaks, like, we don't play that. We don't want you going on break, you know, just because it's where we work. You can't just go on break and be getting blasted and coming back. This is still a business. This is medical patient. Like, you can't be acting like that. So I'm like, okay, I like that shit. Yes. I need accountability, bitch. Okay. I need accountability, bitch. I said I need accountability, bitch. I said I need accountability, bitch. Hey, I need accountability, bitch. Hey, said I need accountability, bitch. Oh, I need accountability. I know what I need. Okay. And so it's actually been so good for me to be at the job all these days, because I'm like, damn, this is actually the time where I will be just sitting and smoking and scrolling. I already know. And so it's like the fact that I'm busy, the fact that I'm doing this now is just so good. And I'm making some extra money to pay off my debt. And I'm getting to meet people, which may eventually lead to some really cool opportunities that I wouldn't have if I was just sitting on my porch by myself. It's a win. It's a win. It's a win. Ruby, it's a win for me. I'm doing the right thing. That's how you know that it's in alignment to do this. Is it ideally getting a part-time job, working in court? Is that ideally? No. But right now, in this moment, this is what source, God, the universe is guiding me to do. And the way that I feel about it, the way that I keep gushing about going to work, the way I'm jumping up, who needs extra hour? I got it. The way I'm acting at work, they can tell. They're like, damn, we can really tell you like this job. I'm like, I don't know if it's just like the 8-year break from corporate, or the fact that I'm working in a corporate that's holistic and based in, you know, and so it's a lot different vibe. And just the fact that I work with extremely emotionally intelligent people who really do prioritize people over profit. It's just I fit in. I need to be here. My emotional intelligence and the way that I talk and the way that I'm able to read customers is celebrated there. It's valued there. And I just never could get this at the bank. I was like, this is what I want to feel. I may not be good at the spreadsheets. I may have lied on the resume about being proficient in Excel, because when the bitch asked me to make what's the things, the macros? Oh yeah, I know that you said that you were proficient in Excel on your resume. So go ahead and make a macro to where whenever this keyword comes into Outlook, it just jumps into it just can jump into an Excel data sheet, and then we can just collect the data in an easy way. Yeah, it's just a simple macro. I was just like, oh yeah, I was lying on that bitch. Someone told me to put proficient in all these things. I know how to make a column in a row, and I barely know how to make that shit. I lied on here. But it's okay. We both lied to each other. So I'm not even going to get upset, okay, that I lied on the resume, because you lied to me too, talking about this is what the trajectory, okay? I've gotten 1 nickel in 5 years, okay? You lied to me too, bitch, okay? How does it feel? All right? So what was I saying? Yeah, I like it. I just need to say, wait, what was I saying? I was comparing this and that. Oh, yeah. So I don't like the Excel. So it just made me feel like I was dumb. It kind of sometimes gave me a complex, and it's not that I couldn't figure it out. No, Maria, it's not like that when you say it like that. I mean, I just said certain skills were more amplified than they really were, is what I mean. In corporate America, like 15 years ago, okay? We all put proficient in Excel, Word, Microsoft. It was just a thing that we did. Okay, it's just a thing that we did. All right. Oh, I did that once too. Okay, I was just like, okay, Maria, I was just like, listen here now. Listen. Okay, but when I would be in corporate, I would say I'm dumb. There's something wrong with me because I just don't give a fuck. And everybody, I'm supposed to. This is it. This is like the American dream. Like, I'm gonna climb my way up, and I'm gonna make 100K, and that's gonna be enough. And I'm gonna have a house, and I'm gonna find the husband, and this is it. And this is American dream. And then I was just like, well, why don't I care to move up? And I don't want to kiss people's ass. Like, there's certain people I did that really do it really good. They like it. I don't want to. It doesn't feel authentic. I don't give a fuck about this. I have extreme anxiety when I go to these interviews. And when I went to this last interview at the job that I currently have, it was the most confident and excited that I've ever been in my entire life. I said, what the fuck? I have never felt like this. I was like, give me the next question, bitch. Give me the next question. Because they were all emotionally intelligent questions dealing with customer service. And it really showed me what they valued, because the questions were really in depth about empathy and da-da-da-da. And I'm just like, oh, when I heard the first question bit, it was like I sat up. I was just like, what's the next one? I went into it. I've never been like this in an interview. I've never felt like this. When I left, I said, if they don't hire me, they're crazy. Like, that's how I felt. And it wasn't even like, oh, this cockiness. No, it was like, this is my job. But in corporate America, in the banking, I used to be riddled with anxiety. And it's not just because I was just nervous. Yes, I am more confident in who I am. The work that I've done definitely contributes to your confidence in interviews and doing what you actually like. It was because I didn't give a shit. I knew that I had to go in that interview and bullshit. Oh, this and that and these stupid ass questions. I knew that I didn't care. Not that it wasn't important, but for me, I didn't care. And so the fact that I had to perform is what made me anxious. I don't like performing. I don't like performing on stage, giving a speech about something I don't give a damn about. I don't like performing and pretending to do. I don't like performing. And so I was lying to myself. That's why I felt so fucking anxious. I'm like, this is not normal. I literally feel like I'm going to throw up. Like, what's wrong? And then fast forward, I go to this interview. My heart rate didn't even get elevated once. I was just like flowing, and they were asking me questions. It wasn't even like we were having a casual thing. They were like, so tell me this. Boom. Tell me this. Got it. No, but my mama is, but I'm a Sagittarius. Never felt more confident in my life. I left beaming. Beaming. Look at me. Girl, I'm about to throw up. Bring it back down, bitch. Bring it back down. Woo! I mean, but you can feel it, right? I'm talking about a job right now. Most people go like this, job. No, you can still go off the course a little bit, do what you need to do, and find something that's in alignment. And I said, my mom said, oh, because when I was really getting stressed, the finances, I'm like, okay, mom, I know I told you I'm going to get a job. I'm going to figure it out, whether I got to wait tables. I need something that's going to be a little more flexible. And she's like, oh, you can always go back to the bank. And I said, no, not that deep. I'm not going back that deep in the matrix, bitch. Nah. Okay. And so I said, if I'm going to do some type of corporate, some type of structure where I don't have to think and I can just make some money and just someone tells me what to do. Oh my God, it feels so good. And I think also just being a business owner and calling all the shots, like being in a job where I feel like submissive. I guess I don't know. I feel like being in a job where I feel like submissive, where I'm like, oh, tell me what to go, tell me what to think, bitch. Tell me when to go to lunch. If you want to tell me what to eat, I would appreciate that shit too. I think having to be that boss, like it's like some kind of, this is a cake. I like it. Tell me when. I just, before it used to bother me so much, like being told what to do, micromanaging. And that's because I wanted to do my own thing. I wanted to march to the beat of my own drum. And I still do. I'm still doing my business right now. But I just like not having to think, just going up, make my money, tell me what to do. And I like what I'm doing. And I get to work with people, and I get to work with a product that I actually believe in. Yeah, it's called alignment. That's what you're feeling right now. So anyway, I've never talked like this about a job or a team, and they think I'm crazy. They're like, "What?" I'm just like pouring into them. I don't know. My manager already like was moved to tears the other day because I was just like, I need to, I need to just tell you how you make me feel, how I feel these first 2 weeks. And it was just me and her opening, and she was just like not expecting me to be so open, but I love who I am now. I love that. I don't care if I've known you 2 days. If you're making me touch, if you're touching something in my heart, I'm going to give you your flowers. Words of affirmation is my love language. And I told her that. I told my manager that. I'm like, listen, words of affirmation are my love language. This team has made me feel so much love. I'm overwhelmed with how kind you guys are and how respectful. I just can't take it. It's just like, I'm overwhelmed right now. So I have to get it out by my words. Okay. Unless you just want me to start crying on the shift, I have to verbalize this. And then she started crying. I'm like, yes, man, because these are your tears. Take these tears, cry those tears, and let me just love on you for a second. And it felt so good. I've known her for 2 weeks, and I don't care. That is who I am. And she really appreciated that. She was like, wow, I'm not used to really taking compliments. I'm like, I know, I can feel it. I know what people need. I know that I'm not just here to help out the team. I know I'm here to sprinkle that magic, and that when I do leave this job, I hope my intent, and I know this about myself, that the people that I work with will feel a little more in love with themselves. That is my intent. That the people that I work with right now will, when I leave, they will feel a little more in love with themselves. Because I'm going to tell you what I feel, and I'm going to tell you when you're doing amazing, and I'm going to tell you when that interaction was awesome. I did it with one of my coworkers the other day. I just watched her whole interaction with this patient and how she did it, and even upselled, but something that they actually needed and wanted. They were really excited. This the whole thing. I just watched it, and I'm like, this is the stuff I used to do in corporate. So it's like I know the customer play and all these things since I was in management. So I just watched her, and man, I couldn't wait for the customer to leave to be like, girl, you killed that. The way you were so calm and how you just really addressed everything and like went above and beyond to give him this free thing that you knew that he would like so intuitive. Damn, I'm not used to working with people like this in customer service that actually like people. Oh, I'm not used to working with people that actually like people. Not used to working with people that actually like people. Not used to working with people that actually like people. Not used to working with people that actually like people. Not used to working with people that actually like people. Not used to working with people that actually like people. Not used to working with that one's too much. I gotta cut that one down. It's not flowing the way I want to. Hold on. It's not flowing, but you know what I'm talking about? Not used to working with people that care about people. I'm overjoyed. And I just love telling her, and it just to see people's face, and just, I don't know, I love it. That's what gets me high. I feel emotional. My period's like 4 days out too, but I just feel emotional in a good way. I love love, and I used to think that I don't have any, I can only give this love to a partner, and I just feel so sad because it actually hurts me to hold back my love. It hurts me just to think things in my head about people and not give it to them. The connection, seeing their face perk up, noticing something about someone, I can notice a certain insecurity, and I can find a way to turn it into a beauty. I can hear it in a conversation when you think that there's something that's actually bad about yourself, and I can say, actually, I see this as a superpower. I love being able to do that. It makes me emotional, because what keeps me up at night is how ugly people feel about themselves. What keeps me up at night is how inherently people think that they are inherently flawed. People think that they are inherently wrong because they have not come into the awareness that the things that happen to them are the reason why they feel this way. That's what keeps me up at night, and this is why I come on here. Because I need people to know that they're not just a bad child. You're not just a bad child. You're not just a bad child who was too much. Okay? You were outspoken. You were tenacious. You were imaginative. You were creative. You were vibrant. You had an essence to you. You were incredibly emotionally intelligent. You were empathetic. You knew what people were feeling even when they didn't say the words. Even before you knew how to speak, you were able to console your parents. You were so intelligent, but you were hurt and you were shut down because of that intelligence. Your intelligence scared people. Your clairvoyance, your gifts, your claircognizance, your clairaudient, your clairsentient scared people at a young age. They were scared of you at 3 years old, of the way that you saw, the way that you looked. Even when you didn't have the words, the way that you looked at your dad when he was doing something wrong in front of you, and it just crumbled him inside. The way that when you were 12, when you were 8 or 9 years old, and you would yell and scream and say, this is not right. And then you were punished for it. And so then you became a shell of yourself, and you stopped speaking, and you stopped standing up for yourself, and you stopped standing up because you were so tired of the abuse. I'll call it for what it is. You were so tired of the abuse. And so you shut down, or you started fighting all the time. You started fighting all the time, and you're so tired of fighting. You're still fighting right now. Maybe that's how your nervous system regulates things, is fight. Put a heart in the chat if the way that you regulate your nervous system is through fight. You go into fight when you dissociate. Put a heart in the chat. Let's see if we are becoming aware of ourselves and how we deal with triggers. Put a heart in the chat if you are 0 to 100. You start spiraling. You start saying things that are not even true. You start projecting and putting words in the person's mouth. You start downing all the things about yourself that you deep down can't stand. Yep, I know. And this is why I am. This is why I am. I'm fucked up and I don't give a fuck. And this is why I'm never going to be with nobody. And fuck it. I won't be with nobody because I don't give a damn. If I have to do this and do that, and you start spiraling. Yeah. And this is why I am. You start going. This is all the shit that you feel. Yeah. Yeah. And this is why I have been alone. Because fuck that shit. And I don't need nobody. And I'll keep being alone. Because I don't care. Because fuck it. Because everybody always lets you the fuck down. Just like my dad did. Just like my mom did. This is what everybody fucking does. Okay? So you're no fucking different. So just go ahead and do it too. Go ahead and do it too. Yeah, I can speak it so passionately because this is me. This was me all the time, projecting this shit onto people all the time because it made me so insecure for the even thought that someone maybe wanted to disconnect from me. The mere thought that maybe I wasn't good enough. The mere thought that maybe they had chosen somebody else and they were about to tell me that, like, hey, I'm actually dating somebody else. That would fucking crumble me back in the day. Send me to an oblivion because it was the very you chose someone else. There it is again. I'm never fucking chosen. There it is again. I'm never chosen. No matter what I do, no matter how much I abandon myself, no matter how much I try to spare your feelings this whole time, because I really wasn't being honest with you this whole time. Now you found somebody else. And I'm frustrated because deep down I know that we're probably not compatible. I'm frustrated because deep down I know that this is not right. I didn't want it. But now I'm attached. And now I'm upset that the inevitable is happening right in front of me. It's such a fucking cycle. You see? Put a heart in the chat if you fawn people please, when you are dysregulated. Put a heart in the chat if you fawn people, if you people please, when you get dysregulated. You're right, Taylor. Absolutely. Put a heart in the chat if you are a fawner and you are so scared to hurt people's feelings. You don't want to be honest with people with how you feel because you're so scared to be the one that hurts people the way you were hurt. You don't want to be your father. You don't want to be your ex that was the player. You don't want to be the person that lets the person down and makes them feel rejected. You have extreme rejection dysphoria, not just with being rejected yourself, but you have a really big dysphoria with rejecting other people, especially particular people that just, are good souls. They are really beautiful souls. Maybe it's just not in alignment. Maybe it's just not compatible. Maybe it's just like a timing. Maybe it was a season. Maybe they were just a lesson. Maybe it was a karmic relationship and you're like, damn, okay, there is a part of me that can see myself with them though. There is this, but then there's something that's still pulling at your soul that's like, yes, you could choose this, but there's just something that it's like more in alignment, more exciting, something that really fills you in the way that you want to be filled. But the fact that you don't feel deserving of it is why you stay. The fact that you don't feel deserving and worthy of it is why you continue to entertain what you know damn well is not. That is why, because there is a deep-rooted belief that it will never happen. You're scared to be alone. You're scared of that unknown, and you're more comfortable in the dysfunction of the familiarity of this relationship or whatever situation that you're continuing in that it's time to close. You know that it's time to close, but you're scared of what that looks like, how it's going to feel. Because actually this relationship, I'm going to speak to a relationship particularly. This relationship is really just, you have been avoiding the abandonment wound that you haven't wanted to sit with your mom and dad. You haven't really wanted to really look and accept the fact that, yes, even though I know my higher self why mom and dad did not choose me, because they had all these ailments, they had all these things, generational trauma, addiction, all this stuff, right? The 5-year-old me did not have the ability to rationalize why mom and dad did not show up for me. So the feelings that I'm avoiding is the true abandonment and the radical acceptance that mom did choose someone else. Whether it was a substance, whether it was a partner chasing women, chasing men. That radical acceptance is fucking painful to really acknowledge. Nah, they did choose other things. No, whether it was intentional or not, you were not a priority many times in your parents' life in the way that you needed to. Maybe they thought that keeping a roof over your head and keeping you fed meant that you were like a priority, but you needed someone to make a big deal about your accomplishments. You needed someone to really show up at your concerts and your recitals. You needed someone to jump up and scream and cry and say, oh my God, I'm so proud of you. You needed someone to be bragging about you, and not in a narcissistic way because you're an extension of you, because then they never praise you or talk up to you in real life, but they're always wanting to take the shine when you do something amazing. No, I'm talking about your parent really jumping with joy and looking at you and being present. I'm talking about in the times where no one can see them clapping, where they sit you down at bath time and say, hey, I just want to tell you again, man, you did amazing today in that band recital. You really played that clarinet. You really played that clarinet like I've never seen you play it before. And I'm telling you, babe, if you really keep this up, you can be in that Florida orchestra. I'm getting emotional. You can do the Florida orchestra and you can play at a college level. And I don't want to hear that you can't. You are capable of learning that higher level music. All right? And if you want me to practice with you, if you want me to sit with you, I will. Because I know how much you love it. I know how much passion you have. But I also know the ways that you doubt yourself. And I'm not going to let you do that. So I am so proud of you for playing that solo today. I know that you have big stage fright, but you got up and you did it. And it was amazing. Makes me emotional because these are the things that I wish that my father would have said. These are the things that I wish that my father was present for. These are the things that I was like, whoa, I didn't know how much I really did need to hear somebody believe in me at the level that I put him on, that pedestal. It meant something when my friends would say it, yeah. It meant something when the teacher would say it, yeah, but it meant the most when he said it. And he wouldn't say it. And I think he knew that the words of affirmation were my love language. He knew that that was all I wanted, and that is exactly what he would withhold from me. And I think that's why I give it to people now. It makes sense. I think that's why I give it to people now in the way that I do. Yeah. Yeah. So I feel like I just kind of I just closed the pattern out. And this is what we're going to do in my workshop. This is the kind of stuff, these are the kind of things that we're going to do in my workshop on the 8th. So this stories, lectures, going through it, and you just need time and space to really talk through it, you see. And I just wanted to show you in real time because I'm not scared of being vulnerable in front of you guys, and I'm not scared of crying. And I knew in my meditation this morning, I'm like, ooh, I can't wait to cry today. Like, I need it. I need to cry. I can't wait. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed what's cruel. I hope that you not enjoy, but appreciate, like, hearing through that pattern, hearing through that cycle, hearing what it can look like, what it can do. What was cruel, Taylor? I didn't know what you said earlier. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, they're like doing construction out here. I'm like, what is this? They're doing my whole neighborhood's getting a facelift on the outside, like because it's been like 13 years since I bought my condo. Yay! Actually, yeah, 13 or 14, I don't know, but they're doing a whole facelift. I'm like, finally, I see where some of my HOA money is going because this shit, what the hell? Where's my HOA money going? Because we still got shit. Anyway, let me not get started on the HOA, bitch. Okay, but yeah, like I hope that you can see that. See how, okay, here was the belief, right? Here was the belief that I had. Here was the way that I interpreted it as a young child. Here's what I needed to hear my father say, and here's my understanding on why I didn't believe in myself and why I chose certain people that I did. Hey, Kirby. I don't know if you're still out here, but yeah, it's why I got in certain relationships that I did, and it's not because the men that I chose were inherently bad men. They were also hurting too. We also connected with our pain. We also connected with being avoidant and being anxious together. It takes two to tango. I was not a safe space for my partners, to be honest, and I also did things that were shady and weird too. So I have to be real, and it feels so good not to feel like I still have this animosity because my dad held grudges over my mom and certain things for 30, 40 years. And finally, I was just like, Dad, what is it going to take for you to forgive? Okay, like, even though a lot of the things that you're saying are really a skewed perspective in your delusion because you can't hold yourself accountable, even if I did say, yes, mom did everything that you're talking about, at what point do you forgive her? Like, at what point do you let it go? At what point do you learn from it, move forward? At what point do you forgive? At what point do you see that people change? At what point do you change? It's just like a broken record. And it let me know how much my dad was stuck in a particular reality that felt comfortable for him. Because in the reality that felt comfortable for him was a reality in which he was the victim perpetually. That was where my dad felt most comfortable, being the perpetual victim. And so then I found myself falling into that with the men that I would date. And I always was like, it's everyone else. And can't they see I'm a good? And then I was like, really looking at myself in the last relationship, after 20 years, 20 something years of dating. No, not 20 years, like 15 years of dating. I'm like, no, I'm part of the problem. Look how I react in these relationships. Like, and why am I choosing men that really don't have the emotional capacity? I think it's because I don't have the capacity, and there's a part of me that doesn't want to be fully seen by these men. I just want to be in the relationship. I want to cosplay. I want to fit in with society, but I don't have any clue what I really want in this relationship. I don't have any clue what I really need. I don't even know what a boundary is at this point. I don't even know how to speak my truth about things. I don't even feel confident enough to walk away when someone's cheating on me. I'm still trying to compete with the people that I'm being cheated on with. I'm competing. This is not the headspace to be in a healthy relationship. And that's because I wasn't seeking a healthy relationship. I was seeking my father in a relationship. And so, yes, I met men that had certain characteristics that maybe they weren't as loud and screaming at me like my father, while some of them were very verbally, can get real loud, but I could too. I would instigate that shit. But the womanizer, the wandering eye, the cheating, the never can be settled in enough. Yeah, I definitely manifested that and attracted that over and over and over again. And it's because I felt that was what I deserved. I saw my dad doing it. I saw how he chose and how he acted. And because he was my biggest role model, I was like, well, this must be what I deserve too. And I have to get him to stop. My mom couldn't get my dad to stop, and all these other women couldn't get my dad to stop, but I can get this man to stop. And that means that there's something just wrong with my dad, not me. And so let me subconsciously attract people who are unfaithful. And not because they're inherently bad men, because I think that they're actually really good men. The men that I've been with, to their core, to their heart, I think that they are all really, really good men. But I think that they were all really, really hurt, did not know how to speak up, voice their opinions. I think that they didn't know how to be real with me. I think they felt scared of my reaction and let me down. I definitely used to have that I can't live without you type of mentality that used to be really heavy and scare the shit out of people. You know what I'm saying? I used to do that. I used to do that real, like, begging on the phone. I used to do that shit. That used to be like, oh my God, like this girl's making me feel like if I break up with her, she's gonna like do something. Like, yeah, I'm gonna be 100. I knew that manipulation shit. I knew that. I'm not proud of that at all because then it was done back to me. Everything that I've done to men that I thought that I didn't think no one knew about, that I'm coming to the awareness that, hey, that was fucked up, that you manipulated people like that. It's been done back to me. And I was with a man who weaponized unaliving, and that shit had me up for hours. That shit had me driving around fucking town. That shit had me having sleep paralysis. It was the most stressed out. And then I had to sit and say, damn, have I made people feel like this? Did the guys feel like this with me, and this is why they were staying, and this is all just tragic? I don't want someone to stay with me because they think they have to save my fucking life and all. Girl, we got to get some healing. You got to get your ass into therapy. This is not fucking normal. And the fact that I keep trying to normalize this and just point the finger at all the men and without looking at this is why I'm stuck. Because I'm scared to figure out what the fuck is wrong with me. I'm scared to find out that I got something. They said you don't find out until you have personality disorders until your late 20s, 30s. And this is where I was waking up and I said, I'm so fucking scared to find out in my bipolar. And not that it's just the stigma that scares you, right? Like people are perfectly fine, healthy in relationships that have bipolar, BPD, all the different things. But it was just scary at the time because I was like, this is what I didn't want to acknowledge, that I'm fucked up. Because remember what I told you at the beginning? So many people, this is what keeps me up at night, that people think they're inherently just fucked up. That's what keeps me up at night. So of course it's going to be one of my biggest fears. And now it's something that keeps me up at night because I'm like, how many people felt like me? How many people felt so fucking hopeless to the fact that they're turning to drugs, overdosing, letting people cheat on you, do all these things, possibly hurt your body, because you're not, just all the things and how I treated myself and how I allowed men to really just take over my body in ways that was so fucking dangerous. Over here trying to be worried about what they're going to feel. Bitch, protect yourself. Over here doing things that could cause you to have a death sentence, worrying about appeasing someone's ego. I'm talking to myself right now. This is the things that I wish somebody would have told me when I was doing this shit, but I didn't let nobody know. This was a shadow part of me, the way that I would creep around with certain men that I had no business being with because I wanted some type of connection, but it was the wrong fucking connection half the time. With men that I had no business with, that are usually much older than me, that had their own agenda, and now I look back and I see how I was so fucking victimized, because when you are sexually abused, especially at a young age, it is 10 times more likely that you're going to just walk back into the traps because you're so fucking disempowered. You're so disempowered from what happened to you in childhood. Even if you're not conscious of the disempowerment, and you fake it with the way that you dress, and you fake it. That's why half of you talk about, oh, I'm empowered sexually. How many experiences have you had sober that were so amazing? How many experiences have you had completely sober that were so amazing? Or put a heart in the chat if the majority of your amazing connecting is on some type of substance. Put a heart in the chat if the majority, or if the ones that stand out to you, the experiences that really stand out to you, if you're being 100, you were not sober. You were on some type of something that altered your mental state and the way that you thought and the comfortability and the way that you were in your head. I'm not alone. I'm not alone in this. You know how much shame I used to have? I'm like, why can't I freaking enjoy this without, I'm a drug, like something's wrong with me. Something's fucking wrong with me. Why do I have to be fucked up? And it's because I wasn't addressing why my body was so scared when it came to this. I wasn't addressing it. I was ignoring it. My body's like, no, fuck you. My body was like, no, fuck you. Fuck all the way off. I'm not going to give you this pleasure until you acknowledge this shit. I'm not going to give it. So yeah, you can alter your mind. Fine. But that shit's going to get old too, and your tolerance, and it's going to kill the vibe, because there's going to be times when you're completely sober that you're going to want to feel it in your partner, and you're not going to want to just be like, hold on, let me get like two shots. No, that's not normal. I don't want to normalize, ooh, I can tell my partner's in the mood. Okay, let me run to the cabinet. Okay. No, I don't want to normalize that within myself. Yes, sometimes it is fun. Yes, it is amplified, and that's okay. I'm not saying that you can never, but if that is the source, if that's the source of you being able to achieve pleasure, I don't want that for me personally. I want to be able to feel safe enough within myself to be able to get into the headspaces of bliss sober. Me either, Adeline. I didn't know that. Whew. Okay, let me take a break. Hey, okay, let me take a break. I didn't know what we were going to talk about on here today. This is for you, Dad. You told me to never stop playing my instrument. That's something you always told me, even though you weren't present in it and all the times and stuff, but you got me on it and you always told me to never stop playing, and this is for you. This is for you. Yeah. All right, let's see what we got today. If you didn't know, I published a book. Let's see what my past self has to say right now. What does my past self have to say right now? Oh my God. What does my past self have to say right now? If you have the book now, it's the time to go get it. Okay? Page 18. Okay, page 18. Okay? You abandon yourself to try and prevent being abandoned by others. Page 18. You abandon yourself to prevent being abandoned by others. You do it all the time. You did it all the time. All those inner thoughts that you have that never come out is self-abandonment. All the times that you faked the climax, self-abandonment. All the times that you pretended to be okay when you were really screaming inside, self-abandonment. All the times that you pretended that the behavior that you were seeing, you were okay with it, even though your body was screaming, self-betrayal. Every time that you got the download that you need to leave, you need to get out of this is not good for you, and you shoved it down and then you created a false truth that made you feel more comfortable, self-abandonment. The way that you lie to yourself to make yourself feel comfortable about things that you know that you're not comfortable with is self-abandonment. You don't have to do it. The reason why you have anxiety is because you cannot radically accept the truth. That is why we have anxiety, because the truth hurts sometimes. The truth means disconnecting from someone. The truth means setting strong boundaries and not letting people have access to you. The truth means that we have to start getting honest about the job and start to plan. I had an epiphany today. I'm like, what am I sitting here doing? I have a whole condo that I can rent out. I have a job now. My business is picking up. You guys, we're picking up because I'm picking up. It's not because of anything but me. I am driving the energy in my business. If I'm down, my business is down. If I'm up and feeling it, my business is abundant. I'm learning how I can manipulate and control the energy through my own energy. I realize it now. And so I'm sitting here saying, what am I doing? I want to start doing these retreats. I want to go start looking at places. I need to start saving up. Let's set a date, a deadline where I feel comfortable. Summertime is when I love going to South America because they're in the opposite hemisphere, and it's springtime there, and I really don't enjoy summer in Florida. I actually can't stand the fucking Florida, the mosquitoes, how heat. I feel like I hate it. Okay. And so I like going to Guatemala. Like one time I spent the summer in Guatemala. So high vibe, so amazing. But this time I'm going back with a purpose. This time I have intent, and I'm like thinking about this in the shower today, and I'm like, what's stopping me? All right, I got this job now. I'm so excited for it. Let's set a deadline that is realistic. I know I'll be able to make passive income from renting out my house. I'll be able to put my things in storage and figure my shit out. The time is now. What the fuck am I waiting for? Rent this bitch out. Stack my paper for a little bit, just like I did last time when I left corporate America and I quit everything. I can do this shit again. I am the person who quits everything and goes to New York to pursue their dream in the movie, in Coyote Ugly. I am the person that quits everything and moves to LA to pursue their fucking dream. I did it. And I forgot that shit. That is who I am. I am bold. I am daring. I do take risks. I just forgot for a second. But now I'm realizing, what the fuck? I have done this shit more than once. I know who I am and what I'm capable of and what's up. Let's go. And so now I'm going to get, when I go off here and I sit down today, I'm going to set a realistic deadline. I'm going to start going back into finance, Kristen, because you know I used to work in finance 10 years. So I'm going back into finance, bitch. Okay, time to get my notebook. I love doing my finances with a pen and paper. I love it. Okay, I'm the person that puts, okay, May bills. All right, here's the money that's coming in. Here's what it is. I'm about to call everybody. Who the fuck can I cut? Netflix. Who am I paying that's extra? Nah, you gotta go. I got goals. No more indulging anymore. You gotta go, bitch. I don't want no extra fat. Okay, I'm about to get a gym. I'm about to get a job at the gym so I can get a free membership. Okay, you gonna pay me to go to the gym and I'm gonna get a free membership. Cut the fat. Okay, I know how to make my coin stretch. Because I'm a personal trainer, so I can teach a couple classes at a gym and get a free membership and get paid for the class. You feel me? Hustle, okay? Hustle with your skills, all right? So I'm about to do this. I'm going to get off here and I'm going to set a deadline. I'm going to count all the paychecks that I'm going to get at this job that I'm going to save up. I'm already on a program that I got with my credit card that I feel good with to pay that shit off. My mom helped me. I'm so grateful for her. And then I'm going to do some odd end stuff. I got workshops. I got things coming out. Everything that I get from the workshop, I'm going to save it. Every single dollar that I get from these workshops that I do now until it's time to leave, I'm going to save it. And when I go, I'm going to still do virtual workshops so I can continue saving even while I'm traveling, because I've got to still pay off my debt and everything. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to set this plan, and then I'm going to go to somewhere in South America that I really feel called, that I want to do the retreat, and I'm going to be in the land. I'm going to start looking at the houses so I can get a price on how much this is going to be, so I know what to quote you guys when it comes to staying in the house a week, all the things. I'm going to get all the information. I'm tired of thinking about it. I'm tired of fucking thinking about it. Nothing's going to happen if I don't get up and fucking do something. I'm tired. I want to do this. This is something in my heart that I've been wanting to do for the last 5 years. And Spirit was like, you're not ready. You need to learn more. And I was like, okay. But now Spirit's like, no, you are at the point where you're ready for this. It's just you sitting here scrolling on the porch. So you got to decide, do you want to smoke your life away or do you want to fucking live it? That's the decision. That's where we're at. Do you want to smoke your life away or do you want to actually live this shit? Do you want to create a reality that you actually want to be in, or do you want to keep wasting your money trying to find things to make you escape from this bitch? Don't you actually want to be in it? Don't you want to create a reality that you actually want to be present in for once? Thanks, Carla. I do. I'm tired of running. I'm tired of fucking running. And I've stopped running a lot. But then there's levels to this. There's layers to this. The things that you thought you overcame, here they come. They're coming back from a deeper perspective. And are you going to run again? You have opportunities to stand still. And then sometimes it gets so deep that you're like, ugh, this time I just feel like I'm running more again. But then eventually you got to stand still. Eventually you got to stop. And you got to fucking take it. You got to wake up. You got to get so tired of it that you're like, I don't even want this shit. You got to throw it all away. You got to say, no, don't even look at me. You got to get so focused that all of a sudden it just feels like something takes over you in that moment. I'm telling you, it is a switch. It is a switch. All of a sudden you get up and you just throw all that garbage in the thing away, and you sign up for the gym and you put your clothes away. You start doing your laundry. You start cleaning out your closet. You find all your old workout shit. You start to dust it off and keep it up. Okay, let me get this. What do I need? You start thinking about, instead of spending my money on escapism, what do I need? Okay, I want to get these meal prep containers. I already know I've been getting downloads forever that I can't just wing it. I need to have my food. I'm too busy to just try to cook and do this. And the fact that I don't meal prep is the reason why I keep buying all this bullshit out. You already know this. I'm not telling you something. You know this. Those of you who are resonating with this particular message, you know you keep spending your money at these corporate jobs that have these great ass fucking cafeterias, and the shit is $15 a day and it adds up. So I may be spending that on an eighth of herb, but you spending that on your drug. That processed food that you know is not good for you and it's not making you feel good. I know. And so this is where you're like, okay, it's Thursday. Let me see this. I get paid. Yeah, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to actually go to the thing I'm going to try to get is healthy things. I'm going to make salads this week. You know, those little mason jar videos that you have fucking saved from 3 years ago. You're going to actually go through the archives of that mason jar video that you have saved of the salad. And you're going to cut up your avocado on Sunday. And you're going to squeeze some lemon on it so that it doesn't go bad. And you're going to put some lettuce, chop it up real fine, and carrots and tomatoes and cucumbers and onions. And then you're going to get your protein and you're going to to cook it and you're going to make it real nice, and you're not going to be on your phone. You're going to turn on some music and make love to the food. Then you're going to cut it up and you're going to put it in there, and you're going to make it something appetizing that you actually want, and putting the little things in there. And you're going to put those 5 jars into the refrigerator, and you're going to grab one every single day. And that's what you're going to fucking eat. Okay? Did you hear me? I'm turning into the coach again for personal training. It's coming back into me. It never left me. I used to meal prep for everybody. I used to help people get to it. I've gotten my own body to it. And this is why I've been able to maintain without even working out nearly a fraction of how I did for the last 10 years, because of how I totally recomped my body. So I know what I'm talking about when it comes to the nutrition, the macros and the protein, carbs, and fat. And I also am learning how much we've been lied to when it comes to this. And it's actually going to make meal prepping so much easier, because before I was misinformed in my education on what we actually needed and how much. And we were eating way too much. And so now my meal plans will look different. It's going to definitely involve fasting if you are able to fast. I know not everybody can, but fasting for sure, and getting used to eating 1 to 2 big nutrient dense meals. We don't need all these fucking snacks. You don't need all these chips in between. You don't need all these cookies in between. If you ate 2 big sweet potatoes and a big thing of quinoa and 8 ounces of grilled chicken and a big thing of salad or broccoli or microgreens with some avocado or some olive oil on top, and you ate that with a big bowl of fruit on the side because you have a sweet tooth, I promise you, if you can break through the mental fuck that comes with that, you're going to feel amazing. Your skin's going to start glowing. You put a little Celtic sea salt in your water for electrolytes. You don't need that sugar ass Gatorade that's not even doing shit. It's actually dehydrating you more. And then you're going to make these jars different every single week. Sometimes they're going to have salmon. Sometimes they're going to have steak. Sometimes they're going to have chicken. Sometimes the vegetables are going to be more squash and harvesty. Sometimes the vegetables are going to be spring and fruit, and it depends on the season, because you're also going to be eating with the seasons. You're going to not get watermelon in the dead of winter anymore. You're not doing that anymore. You're going to take your power back. You're going to be present with yourself and what you're doing on a day-to-day basis, instead of just aimlessly, mindlessly going through life. You're going to be intentional about what you eat. You're going to be intentional about the movement that you get, especially if you're in a job that sits all day. You're going to be even more intentional, because you know it's not something that you want to do. It's something that you fucking need to do if you're sitting all day, and you know it. Your muscles are atrophying. You're losing strength every day. You have weak glutes, which is leading to a hurt back. Most people think, oh, I have back pain. It's not just because you have back pain. It's because you have weak glutes, because you're sitting all day in a flex position, which our bodies, our human agile bodies, are not meant to be sitting in a flex position. So it's weakening the muscles, because you're not agile and moving and walking around all day. And then you're eating at your desk, and then you're unhappy, so the stress is bloating you. So you're inflamed as fuck, your joints are hurting, and you're like, oh, I have a bad back. When really it's because you have tight glutes. Start working out your glutes, start stretching and foam rolling, start doing yoga, and you're going to see the back pain is going to alleviate. Your knees hurt. It's also because you have tight hamstrings, because you never stretch. So it's something called synergistic dominance, where other muscle groups take over for the compensation of what you're not training. So if you're sitting all day, you need to be on a protocol where you're doing more pulling exercises, because what happens when you're sitting all day? You naturally have this kind of posture. So then what kind of exercises should you be doing to correct this posture? Pulling, face pulls, lats, strengthening your back, strengthening your shoulders to pull your shoulders up, because you don't want to have a hump back. So you want to strengthen these muscles that are overcompensating. What happens when you're sitting all day and you have weak glutes, and you're the person that's like, oh, I can't touch my knees? We need to be doing deadlifts. We need to be lengthening in yoga. We need to stop just sitting here like this in yoga. And when we're even going through yoga, not even mindful. Some of you, we just go into yoga, and when the instructor does something that's stretching your hamstring, you're just like this, looking around. Some of you are on your phone. No, I need you to say, no, I'm coming here because I really need to strengthen. I really need to do this. This is not just a fad. This is not just a trend. This is not just something to say I'm doing. So, okay, sit in it. Ooh, okay, feel it. Oh my God, it feels so tight. I want to stop. No, breathe. Oh my gosh, it feels so tight. Breathe. Why are you so tense? It's tension. It's tension. Let it go. Stop. Every time you give up with every fucking thing, it hurts. It's not even real. It's not even pain. Is it really painful? Sit with it. Damn, can you not feel no discomfort? Sit with it. Sit with it until it, oh my gosh, find peace within it. Look how much lower I'm going already. Take a deep breath. Breathe through it. God, don't give up every single time you feel a little bit of discomfort. Jump out of it every single time. Breathe through that shit. Sit with it. Build some grit. Build some perseverance. You think it feels good when I'm doing those hip thrusters and it feels like my glutes are literally going to fall off? It feels like they're literally being burned with acid, and that's because it is lactic acid. But I'm not going there, oh, it feels so good, and it does because I love it. But when I'm doing it, yeah, that burn, but I keep going even though it burns because I'm like, I know I'm the other side of this, what's going to happen, how I'm going to feel. So this pain is temporary, and that goes with the emotional abuse that you also are scared of too, the emotional sitting with your trauma, the pain that you're so scared of feeling by reliving some of the moments. But you're not reliving it through disempowered eyes anymore. You're reliving these moments through enlightened eyes so that you get to recreate the narrative. You don't have to continue living in this disempowered narrative that has been projected on you since you were a child. You're still living, I'm not enough for dad. I have to keep proving my worth. Oh, mom left me because she doesn't love me. She cares about more them than me. And no one's good enough for me. And everyone always leaves. And dad wasn't in my life because he just cared more about everything else than me because I just wasn't cool enough. I was a stupid kid. I was a bad kid. If I didn't talk so much, if I could have just been cool with everything, why couldn't I have just been cool with the abuse? Why did I always have to say things that pushed dad away? I always push dad away with my truth. I always push mom away with my truth because it always makes them mad. And why couldn't I just eat it? Why couldn't I just not say anything? Why did I have to be such an outspoken child? Okay, no, that's who you were. And now this whole people pleasing and fawning and not using your voice is a suppression. It is a persona. It is a character that you created from a version of yourself that was told that you were not good enough, or that you were too much, or that you were wrong, you were bad, you were talking shit, you were disobedient, you were disrespectful when you were speaking facts and being honest. And so now this is why you're so scared to be real with people. This is why you're so scared to tell people the truth, because you have been ostracized for it. You have been abused for it. You have been shut down for it. You've been made to question your character because of it. And as a child, you questioned your character hard, and you started to develop new characters that were more lovable. You started to develop new characters that were more tolerable. And so this is why you're a people pleaser, which you feel like a doormat. And you avoid certain things, and you talk yourself into why avoiding certain conversations makes sense. You talk yourself into why not having this conversation is the best thing to do right now, because what you're doing is still perpetuating the same ideology of that little child that is just so scared of what the outcome is going to be. I also just feel like I need to say this, like it's just a random thing, that some of us have been so starved for attention and love that we keep certain people around that we know we don't really want to be with or really want to coexist with, but they feed into our ego, or they feed and make us feel good, and they make us feel seen and heard. And so that's something that's hard, is that sometimes we do have people around that we know maybe we don't see ourselves with in the long run, but they make us feel certain things that we never felt before. And so the more that you become aware that you're doing that, the more you start to question your character. And so that was just something I felt like I needed to say. Ooh. All right, let's do a couple more from the book, and then I'm going to go hop off and start getting prepared for my clients today. I have 3 clients today because I've had to move my schedule around because of my new schedule. So now I'm taking more clients on one day. So let's go. Let's get ready for it. Stepping into the solitude. Okay, I knew you hear that. You're welcome, babe. You're welcome, Carla. Okay, let's see what my past self has to say right now. Page 151. Page 151, okay? The reaction you have towards people's judgment of you reflects the amount of shame you've accepted. Let me say that again. The reaction you have towards people's judgment of you reflects the amount of shame you've accepted. Yeah. You can't make me feel something that I haven't already felt for myself, baby. I have already felt the shame around this sexual abuse. I have already felt the shame around the ways that I have not been the best partner. I have felt the shame when I was younger and I cheated on my second boyfriend, and I have felt the shame around the lies and the manipulation and the ways that I have done things that I knew in my heart was not in my right integrity, but I was trying to get needs met, or it felt good for me. I have sat in the ways that I have been selfish to get my needs met. I have sat with it. I have accepted it. So someone saying, oh yeah, I remember Kristen back in the day. She used to use people and do this. I would say, yes, you're absolutely right. There was a version of me that would use certain people's energy because I didn't feel worthy enough. And so I did things that was not proud of, entertaining, talking to married men that were reaching out to me because they were running from their relationship. And so I entertained it. And then guess what happened in my relationship in 2021 where I wanted to be loyal and focused and not playing around? Someone did it to me. A woman did it to me. Yeah, I have cheated back in the day, emotionally and physically. Yeah, the first time I was 21, and then the other times have been not me cheating in a relationship, but entertaining someone who I knew was in a relationship. And then later on, when I was in a relationship and I was over here, here's my man, and posting my pictures, guess what was happening with me? My partner was talking to other women, and it was very obvious. All the pictures, you knew that I was together. It was not a secret. And I said, I was mad. I couldn't stand her. And then finally I hit a wall and I said, I am her. I am her and she is me. And the anger that I feel towards her is also the anger that I feel that I didn't have enough integrity to not do this to other women. And so I had to fucking feel it, and karma got that ass. And this feels like shit, and this is why I don't tolerate it now. And this is why when I do have men in my DMs that I know are in relationships and are married, I will have very honest conversations because you need to hear it. You need to hear how you look. You need to hear that this is not cute. You need to hear that this is not making me want to be with you, because I'm seeing how you deal with confrontation or when things are not good in your relationship. Clearly you have a partner, but you're over here saying things that are inappropriate, that you knew if she saw this chat, you would not feel good with her seeing it. You wouldn't feel proud. And this is letting me know where you're at as a man, and I want you to do better. And I want you to deal with your issues and stop projecting and stop trying to jump from one person to the other to save you and save yourself. Stop spreading out the baggage all over this, saying things and doing all this stuff. There's something that you're gaining from being in this relationship right now, because if you're not happy and you're so upset enough to go step out and do all these things, then why can't you just be big enough to say, I'm not happy, and leave? There must be something that you're still gaining. And that's even more questionable of your character, that you would do that. Who are you at the end of the day? And this is what you're trying to distract yourself from it with women. This, that you don't have no integrity. Sneakily, because you don't have enough integrity, and you don't have enough self-respect, and you don't have enough confidence within yourself yet to just be real with people. You also have such a deep fear of being alone. Okay? I'm glitching. I told, yeah, yes, he found out. I couldn't keep it in. Yeah. I told him right away. It ate me up. Like, the consciousness, it ate me up. So yeah, the reaction you have towards people's judgment of you reflects the amount of shame you've accepted. The reason why I did it is because I was with my first boyfriend, my high school sweetheart, and I really, really cared about him. But he was my first ever boyfriend. And I knew that I needed to have other experiences while he was okay with me being the only person. And so I was like, man, I can tell by the way I'm going out. I'm getting 18, 19 years old. I want to go out and I want to experience it, but I don't want to cheat. I don't want to do anything wrong, because he is such a good person, but I also want to honor where I'm at. So I need to do that. So I ended up breaking up with my first boyfriend, but he was so devastated and hurt, and he never would let go. And he kept trying to show up and do all these things. And me, I was people pleasing. I didn't want him to know that when I don't know how long, like I think it was like a few months, 5 months, 6 months, I moved on and started dating somebody else, and I didn't want to hurt his feelings. My intention, truly, I did not want to hurt my first boyfriend's feelings, because I was still being friends with him afterwards. I was still hanging out. We had all these college classes together, so we were still studying, we were still spending time. And that's where my naiveness and my lack of awareness and how young I was knew you can't be in this man really wants to be with you, so doing all this stuff, like acting like it's nothing, still doing studying, still going over there for dinner because you don't want to like just completely cut him off is not right. And I even told my current boyfriend at the time, hey, he knew about it. And that was crazy. Like when I look back, I'm like, I was honest with my boyfriend, like, hey, I'm still hanging out with him. I just feel bad. Can we please not post it all over social media and MySpace? Can we please not post our relationship? I really do want to be with you. I'm excited to be with you, but I really have a soft spot for my first boyfriend and I don't want to like throw it in his face. That's how I felt. Clearly, what did that mean, Kristen? You're not ready to date. You shouldn't be doing this if you can't be honest, or you're people pleasing so much, like he's going to get his feelings hurt. The fact that you're lying is hurting both people now and it's making you look crazy. And so you trying to save people's feelings really was not, it was the opposite. Because of course, then one of the nights when we were still, studying one night, he was just, looking at me, all these things, missing, wanting to be together, all these things. And I missed him too in that way, of course. Like we had incredible chemistry in that way. And then I just gave into it. I gave into it and I knew what I was doing. I was screaming. I'm like, this is so wrong. This is not right. And so I felt so guilty that I immediately just went over to my current boyfriend, crying and telling him what happened. And I don't know how I landed with these men like this that were like graceful in a way, but they were just like, okay, like it's okay. And all the things, I think because they saw my reaction and then I never did that again, but that was it. I never did it again. And then I realized like, okay, I can't try to spare him and do these things. Like I'm trying to move on and that is going to mean hurting someone else and having him have to sit into those emotions on his own. I'm allowed to move on, You knocked two birds. I don't know what that means. If you mean you knock two birds. Oh, like two people? Yeah. You can add up. 1 + 1 = 2. But yeah, anyway, that's my truth. That is it. And that, like, how, if I'm asking you guys to be able to be honest about some things that may bring you shame, I'm going to show you how I can do it too. It doesn't make me an inherently bad person. I know where it came from. I understand my intent around it. But I also see that's not the right way to do it. And I don't want to be in those positions anymore. And I'm not going to ever lie to anybody. And when I'm done with somebody, I'm done with someone. And that's it. I'm not going to disrespect my current partner by hiding or doing anything. If I have to do all that, then that's just an indication that I'm not ready to actually move on and that I need to be single. I'm not going to put somebody else through hiding this. I need to get over it, let myself heal, whatever I need to do. That's not fair to the person to come into the relationship with that type of baggage. Yes, we are going to have things that we have to work through in a relationship, but coming in saying, hey, can we pretend that we're not dating for a few months because I don't want to hurt my ex. Now, looking back, if someone told that shit to me, that would be the biggest red fucking flag. You know what I'm saying? Like if a dude came to me and said, hey, I really want to date you and I like you, but I don't want to be like really big and loud about this relationship because I feel bad for my ex-girl. I would be like, okay, this is letting me know that you still need to heal and I don't want to be with somebody that is coming into the relationship telling me that they want to keep me a secret. What the fuck? And so now looking that I had the audacity to ask somebody to do that shows how trauma bonded and toxic we both really were. Because why would someone someone who loves themselves would not, someone who loved and valued themselves would not go along with that shit. So that says a lot about him, but it also says a lot about me. Trauma bond. I don't know how clear it could get. I don't know how much more clear it could get. Okay? Bonding in the fact that we both don't feel worthy. Bonding in the fact that we both don't feel deserving. You see? All right, y'all. I love you so much. I'm going to go work on my business. It's really, doing this job has really held me accountable because I know the set schedules that I go into to the dispensary. And now I know, okay, Chris, like these are the days that you're going to be kind of out of commission. So these are the days you got to do your clients. These are the days you got to make your content. So it really, like, that accountability is so fucking good for me. I can't even tell you. I needed accountability of my time. Too much time was bad for me. All right, I'm going to go. I love y'all. Today was fun. Please sign up for the workshop, okay? It is up here. Please sign up for the workshop. It's on March 8th. Did I do the tickets? I think I put the tickets. Yes, the tickets, everything's good. The link is in my bio. It's right in my bio on my website. You can go right to it. It is virtual. It is next Sunday, the 8th. So please get your ticket out of line. I would love to see you there again. Okay, I would love to see you and meet you. Let's go. Just come on now. Stop running from it now. Come on. It's time. Okay. But let's go. I'm going to walk you through how to break this cycle. That's what you guys have been wanting. That's what you guys have been wanting to know. How do you break it? How do you break it? It's okay. All right. So let's talk through how you break it. I'm going to give you the steps, but it's you that's got to do it. I can't make you do the work. I can't make you leave the toxic relationship. I can't make you start planning to leave your job. I can't make you save money so that you can start going to my retreat in South America. I can't make you do it. I can't make you invest in your mental health. I can't. And I'm not talking about just investing in me, investing in science. I can't make you do those things. You got to really want it for yourself. You got to get so sick and tired of this bullshit until you say, let's go. All right? All right, y'all. I will see you later. You are worthy of healing. Love you.